This is a message to all my supporters of this podcast. I'm introducing a new supporters program. You can contribute a small amount as a one-off payment to show your love for this podcast. Thank you in advance for all your contributions.
Hi, my name is Mark Hayward. This is going to be a short shift, a new style podcast that I'm going to introduce, which is taking one subject and just doing a quick analysis and having a less intense sort of analysis of them. So I hope you like them. If you want to give me any comments, then by all means leave them there. So what I want to talk to you today about is clients. Now, clients come in many different forms. So I'm just going to give you some examples and just sort of explore them a little bit. So you can get clients that are small or big. They can be big revenues, or they can also be small revenues, and that is distinguished you should be the amount of work that you do for them. So a smaller client should mean less work. So using an 80-20 principle, you find that 80% of your business is from 20% of your clients, which should be your big clients. So you should be spending quite a lot of time on them, nurturing relationships, working hard to get the revenues continued and get them renewed every year, and making sure that you get them the best service they can provide. Now, that's not saying for a smaller client, which is smaller revenues, shouldn't have so much care and attention, but it just means that they should, in theory, be less intensive and less time constraining. But I can tell you from experience, that's not always the case. Sometimes these smaller clients will take up more of your time. Now, I would say a lot of people have come out on these podcasts and video blogs and things saying you should sack clients. I do not come from that point of view. I think you need to nurture all your relationships with all of your clients. And therefore, even the biggest ones and the smallest ones, they all add up. 10, 20 small clients can be quite significant amounts of money. So I would say that although they should take less time spent on, they should definitely not be ignored. So just coming on to that, so you've also, following on from that, you can have demanding or relaxed clients. So clients that just want the actual service or product that you're giving them. In my case, it would be a piece of software. And you find some that are just like, oh, I just needed to do a basic role. Some people are more intensive and they need something more from their product or service, and they might ask lots of questions and lots of analysis and ask you to check calculations. What I've had experience with is some of my smaller clients being more demanding because they want to know that the tool is acting as it should do, probably because they haven't got enough knowledge or experience to really be able to understand the software, the tax side of it. So you can have internal or external clients. So what I find is some of the projects that I do are for internal audiences. It might be a presentation, it might be a demo, it might be just a project that takes on internal people. So these people should not be any less important. They are still clients, and they should be treated with a lot of respect, and a lot of time might be invested in them, because what you find is some of these internal projects can result in more revenue at a later stage with consulting around it, or working with other people could lead to other opportunities. So even if you're doing an internal project, I would say don't just say, oh, well, it's just a waste of my time. There are also opportunities that can be made within internal opportunities as well. And the last one I just want to talk about is you can have future big clients. So maybe a startup or a smaller size company that is on a big trajectory of business and revenue, and therefore they might be the next Google, and therefore you need to be able to invest in those relationships at an early stage, because maybe in 3, 5, 10 years they might be the biggest company in the world. So I do think you need to think about the types of clients that you've got, and sort of just think about the sort of prospects that they actually have. It's sometimes very easy to be able to spot the big ones rather than the other ones. And then I've just got sort of steady ships. So these are just clients that are making a revenue, making a profitability. They're taking up some of your time, but they're not over demanding and they're not underwhelming. So I'd say that these These are the ones that you're going to have every year. They're going to renew the contract every year and work hard for you to give you a decent revenue. So it's definitely worth paying some attention to them as well. Right, that is the end of this short shift. If you want to check me out on Mark Hayward 169 on Twitter, YouTube has all my videos, and now this podcast is on iTunes, Stitcher, and Spotify. Thank you.